Am I doing that right? 1, 2. Yeah, that's it. Hey everyone, Tony Winston here for Jazz Piano College. Got a request from one of my Patreon subscribers. Thank you, Patreon subscribers. I really appreciate it. When lights are low. And I did a video on this years ago, but I didn't have the music scrolling up on top, and I didn't have Chordy here. My little app that shows you exactly what notes I'm playing. So I thought I'd do it again and see if I can do a better job on it this time. So one thing I don't like about Chordy is that when I play a chord like this, you see the notes there. It's F sharp, B flat, and D flat. Well, I'm thinking of this as F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. So the little letters up there are wrong as often as they're correct. The letters will help you find the notes, but don't take them too seriously. All right, so in the beginning, we've got, let me see what kind of rest that is. That's an 8th rest, so 1, ba, 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 dee, da, ba, ba. How would you count that? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You know who does this well is Christian from Berlin. If you ever watch his videos, he always counts things out like this. And if you don't know how to do this, learn. All right, this is one of the 5 things that beginners do wrong is playing without a sense of rhythm. And, a sense of rhythm, you can acquire that by counting out loud. All right, let's get into the song here. Well, we're finishing up the intro. All right. So, and here, instead of doing it like the book says there, I just went to this chord. It's a rootless voicing. You can put this note in too if you want. And I think somewhere here they call that C7 altered. Yeah, down there under the first ending. C7 altered. And a lot of times now on the charts that I do myself, I'll write C7th and then altered. But there's another symbol that really represents this chord pretty well, and that would be C plus 7 sharp 9. Because, you have a C7th, there's the root, the 3rd, and the 7th. We're not using the root, it's a rootless voicing. We've got the sharp 9. And then this, about half, I would say more than half of, jazz educators still call that the sharp 5. And if you write a plus sign, that means an augmented chord. So the plus means a plus 5, a 5th that's been raised, a sharp 5th, but they just call it a plus 5. Yeah, I don't know why. And then there's the flat 7 and the sharp 9. So C plus 7 and then sharp 9 in parentheses or off to the side there is the best way to, I think I'm going to be using that terminology from now on. So. But I'll still call it a flat 13 as often as I'll call it a sharp 5 because that's how I know it. All right, so now this is a good song to keep a steady pulse. I did this recently on Georgia. So, these are what you call scale tone 7th chords. All right, if you're an academic snob, you call them diatonic 7th chords because it's going up the F major scale. Diatonic is what that means. But let's just call them scale tone 7th chords. And it's so easy to improvise over this. You just play the F major scale I just picked a note and I didn't even think about it. I just picked a note and just started going, you know. And there is one little passing tone that you can put in there that's from the bebop scale. That's a useful note too. All right, so that's kind of how you improvise on that. So here we go in the song. Now you could just play half notes if you want to. And right here, you know, you got D7 sharp 9. All right, so here's what you got to play. D and F sharp, because the melody gives you the 7th, then the sharp 9, then the 5th, and the root again. So all you need is just that, and maybe you come up and put the C in when you can. All right, and here's G minor. Does it say G minor 11th? No, it doesn't, but you know, the melody is the 11th anyway, so. All right, you can change the inversion, put the F on the bottom if you want to. It's not really necessary. All right, right here we've got E flat 9, sharp 11. All right, now this is another mistake that beginners make all the time. They think you got to have that 9 in there, and you got to have that sharp 11 in there, and they're, you know, doing all this stuff like putting the 9 in there, and then the sharp 11 there. You know, you can't do it like that. That chord is E flat 7th, E flat dominant 7th, root 3rd. Don't need the 5th, put the flat 7 in. That's all you need for that. And by the way, that's the sharp 11, the melody note. And, you know, if you want to add the 9, you add it there. But, you know, you're playing the melody right now with this hand, so skip it. Screw it. So you see, 1, 2, no, 1, 2, like that, see? 1, 2, bop, bop, bop. See, everything's off from the chord, you know. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. And there we've got a C sus. It's because of the melody note. See, I've got a 3rd in the chord. Melody's that. All right. Nice sound, right? You know, I don't even think you really need to make it a C sus. You could just play C 7th and forget the 9. Now, you could leave the 3rd out and put the 9 here and play it like that, and it does sound better. Right. And then the F6, put it there on the very last note of the melody. Pop it in there 1/8 of a half a beat early, you know, on the last 8th note. What was I going to do now? Like that. Bop. All right. Now, there's 2 versions of this song. This is the one that's most often done by jazz people because Miles Davis did it this way. Goes to the bridge. The bridge is just the same thing as the verse, but up in B flat. The original version of the song has a completely different melody and something different in there. All right, so here we go in the B flat section. So it's got B flat 6th this time instead of B flat major 7th. B flat 6th, B flat major 7th. And, you know, either one is fine. These are like almost the same chord, right? And in fact, if you've got one chord symbol, you know, try alternating it with the other one or something like that. So. Shit. So once again, all you need is the G and the B, and then you're going to get the sharp 9 right there, and then C minor. All right, so let me do this again. And that time, you know, I left the 3rd out of that F7 chord because it's a sus again. And I could have put it in there, but I didn't. And you didn't even notice, right? It didn't make any difference. And a lot of times, no matter what the chord is, I'm playing root 3rd and 7th. Okay? Another mistake beginners make. Oh, and I teach this all the time too, so I'm partly to blame here. I would say on C minor, you go to F seventh like this, and then B flat like that to keep the voice leading smooth. But think about the bass player. It's going to go like this. So, the chords will sound fine if you do that too. Too much jumping around, not so good. Maybe you could do something like that. Don't play the whole F chord, just play part of it. And then on to B flat 6. That way the root stays on the bottom, and when the root's on the bottom, the harmony makes sense to any listener. When you use too many inversions, it's hard sometimes to tell, what the chord progression really is. It doesn't sound quite right. Okay, anything else in this song? Is there a coda or anything? Well, just... That's nice. As I mentioned before, people over on Patreon, I'm very happy for their support. And whenever they make a request, you can better believe I'm going to do my best to fulfill that request. If you request it here on YouTube in the comments, I'll try to do it. A lot of times I do those requests also. So anyway, I'm always happy to take your requests. And if it's something I think, the viewers will enjoy, I will definitely do it.